It's like a person, so many people will come to me and say, you know, Dr. Bauer, oh, that person just got me so angry. They shouldn't have said that. They shouldn't have done that. They got me so angry. And I tell them, hey, nobody can make you angry unless you're willing to be angry. You got to be willing to be angry. It's the same way as trying to make somebody happy that's not willing to be happy. Huh? You could bend over backwards, can't you? You could do everything in the world that you want for that person, can't you? And they're still not happy. So what do we do to ourselves? We say, what's wrong with me? Why can't I make them happy? Maybe I should change what I'm saying. Maybe I should get a different haircut. Maybe I should lose weight. And we start beating and beating and beating ourselves up. You can't make somebody happy unless they're willing to be happy. Now, I said a little earlier that you can't make somebody angry unless they want to be angry. I mean, I really need to take that back because you could be made angry. You could, really, honestly. Because it is proven that there's a certain part in the cortex of your brain where anger stems from. They did research with chimpanzees, and they inserted a little electrode in that certain area of the cortex of the brain, and they ran 2 wires from that electrode to a little button. And every time they would push that button, it would send that little electrical current to that electrode, and the chimpanzee could be just loving and caring, and all of a sudden, as soon as they pressed that button, the chimpanzee would get violently angry, self-destructive. So maybe if you had an implant in that cortex of your brain, yes, you could be made angry. But you don't have that implant. But maybe you're giving somebody your button. Maybe you're just saying, here's my button. Go ahead and press it, get me angry. Go ahead, press it. Yeah, you got me angry again. See, you're giving people your button. Take your button back now. So when they start pressing, they say, what the hell, this thing don't work anymore. Jim's not getting upset. What's wrong with Jim? And before you know it, it's going to be like, hey, I'd have got upset. Where's Jim got now? I'd like to know more about what Jim's got. Now you're starting to attract. Now you're starting to attract. See, you can't change a person, but you can influence them to change. And that's what we do as hypnotherapists. You can't change them, but you can influence them to make the change. Well, you know what I really like? I like when Jesus says to his disciples, I'm going to send you out like lambs among wolves. Whew. Serious, huh? I'm going to send you out like a lamb among wolves. I mean, he knows they're going to be snapping at your heels, you know. But he said, I want you to go and I want you to knock on the door. And I want you to offer your peace. And when your peace comes back to you, you enter that house. And you eat their food, you lay hands upon the sick. In other words, just do your thing. But if your peace doesn't come back to you, take your peace back and leave the house. Shake the dust from your hands. What he was telling us was, all I want you to do is go knock on the door, Jim, and say, hey, I'm Jim. Hey, I'm Louie. And he say, come on in, Louie. God, we're just getting ready to eat. Man, we're glad you came. Yeah, I'll sit down and eat with you. I don't pass up a meal. And, you know, my wife's not feeling too good, and she's in the bed. That's why she's not. Oh, that's okay. I'll do the dishes. I'll help. You're doing your thing. But what if you knock on the door, because your peace came back to you then, you say. But what if you knock on the door, and the guy answers, and he said, what the hell you doing knocking on my door? You know, you got one hell of a nerve knocking on my door. You know, you just don't have no consideration. Who do you think you are anyway? Just get out of here. And they slam the door in your face. And you know what? You have every bit of human rights to stand up there and say, that wasn't fair. That was not right of them to do that. I came here with a good heart. I came here to offer my peace. And look what that no good son of a so-and-so did me. He slammed the door in my face. He didn't have the right to do it. I'm going next door. I'm going to tell him what a hell of a neighbor they got. He's just a terrible. What have you done now? You haven't taken your peace back, but you've taken his anger and all of his resentment and all of his bitterness, and you've made it yours. And Jesus says, you just go knock on the door and offer your peace. If your peace comes back to you, go with it. If it doesn't come back, leave that house. Shake the dust from your sandals. Don't carry it around every place you're going and keep playing it in your mind like that old phonograph record over and over again. Let it go. But so many times we keep, and your clients are going to be holding on to a lot of this garbage. But you've got to get them to let it go. A lot of clients are suffering from illnesses because of unresolved anger. It's amazing how we give things the power to control our lives. And we do. We all do. This is a pen that my son gave to me. Oh, it's just like any other ordinary pen, but it really means a lot to me because, I mean, it was given to me with a lot of love and it has a lot of sentimental value to me, this thing. But let's just say I left it here on the desk, and I come to look for it, and it's gone. And I said, where did it go? One of these guys must have taken it. One that had that big purse. She could have put it in the purse. I wouldn't have seen it. Yeah, that's probably what she done. You know, Jim's sitting close by. He could have took it, shoved it in his pocket. I didn't even see it. You know, that's a hell of a thing for them to do. They had no right to do this. This meant a lot to me. It didn't mean anything to them, and yet they took it. And, you know, so many people, they got such a hell of a nerve. Look at the power that I'm giving to this pencil, this pen. But what if I say, well, it had a lot of sentimental value. Yeah, it did. But whoever took it, they must have needed it more than me. And I left it go now. I left it go. This can't control me no more. I left it go. Just like that lady that come in an hour and 10 minutes late. She almost controlled me until I was able to say a prayer and let it go. So, I want you to remember this. Nothing has any power except the power that we give it. Nothing in this world has any power except the power that we give it.